Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. It's March 7th, 2012, and Apple had their big announcement for the new iPad. Now, in terms of the name, this isn't the iPad 3, this isn't the iPad HD, this is just the new iPad. They're going away from that numeric label that they've added to the iPhone, the iPad. I expect the new iPhone, when it comes out, won't be the iPhone 5 or the iPhone 6, but just the new iPhone. So let's just jump right into the specs. There's a lot to talk about, and there's going to be some things I have to skip over for time. First of all, the biggest new feature, the retina display. Just like I reported previously, 1048 by 150 by 1536 pixels. That's 264 ppi, 40% better color saturation. Powering all this is a new A5X processor with quad-core graphics. Apple says this is actually twice as fast as the Tegra 3 system, which is mind-blowingly fast. In terms of the camera, this is the same setup as the iPhone 4S, albeit a 5 megapixel sensor instead of an 8 megapixel sensor, but it has the same 5-element lens, IR filter, backside illumination, all that stuff built right in, so quality will be really good. In addition, in terms of capturing video, it captures 1080p full HD video with built-in image stabilization in the software. Now, Siri isn't coming to the iPad, but voice dictation is. So basically on the keyboard, anytime there's a text field, you can click on the keyboard, click the little microphone button that'll now show up, and you can speak in and it'll transcribe that. However, again, like I said, this isn't full Siri support. That's still exclusive to the iPhone 4S. Probably the most interesting feature for a lot of business people out there, there are now 4G options, so 4G LTE, 72 megabits per second LTE to be in fact, and it'll still support 21 megabits per second HSPA+, which is pseudo 4G. In terms of LTE launch partners, you'll have Verizon Wireless, AT&T, Rogers, Bell, and TELUS. And there's going to be different LTE bands because AT&T, Verizon Wireless, they all use different ones. So unfortunately, there's going to be different devices for those different bands, which is kind of disappointing that it's not one device that works on all of them. But whichever model you choose, there will be 3G roaming worldwide, which is an excellent feature. And if your carrier supports it, the new iPad will also act as a personal hotspot, which is pretty cool. So you have a faster processor, a crazy display. How much battery life are you going to get? Still 10 hours of battery life if you're just working on Wi-Fi or not using cellular data networks. 9 hours on LTE, which is impressive. In terms of the size, it's a little bit heavier at 1.4 pounds and 9.4 millimeters thick. However, that's still extremely small and is essentially the same form factor as the iPad 2. It'll be shipping in black or white, $499, $599, $699 for 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte capacities. And if you're looking for a 4G model, again, just as before, add $130 to that. You'll be able to pre-order today, and this will launch on March 16th, so next Friday in the United States, Canada, UK, France, Germany, and Japan, and of course, there'll be a myriad of other launch countries in the future. Most of their first-party apps are updated, so Stocks, the iWork Suite, GarageBand, iMovie, they're all updated for Retina display. There's new editing controls in iMovie, so that update will be a free update if you already have the app, and of course $4.99 if you want it. iPhoto for iPad is a new application, again, optimized for Retina display, multi-touch editing, gestures, image effects. You can easily share through a myriad of sources, including Flickr, Twitter, and more. That's $4.99 and will be available today. Now, if you're interested in the iPad 2, you can save some money. It's $100 off, although they only will be selling the 16 gigabyte model, $399 for Wi-Fi, $529 for that 3G model. And this will be aimed towards the education field in terms of college, but also K through 12. So that's the new iPad. I really wanted to get through that kind of quickly because there was a lot of features and I didn't want to ramble on because you can read all about that. They also announced an updated Apple TV. It was kind of quickly mentioned and quickly moved on upon, but it has a streamlined user interface, all 1080p. It plays 1080p video. The interface is in 1080p. iTunes in the cloud now supports 1080p movies, so all that can be pushed and re-downloaded over the air in 1080p, and iTunes in the cloud also supports iTunes playlists now. What's also cool is there's a new recommendation engine built into the Apple TV, so based on movies that you've previously watched, Apple will now recommend new movies for you to rent or purchase or whatever the case may be. That's going to be $99. This will ship next Friday as well, the 16th, and you can pre-order that later today. So guys, that's just an extremely quick rundown of the new iPad and new Apple TV. I'm pretty excited. I'm ready to pre-order right now. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.